Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into a topic that feels like it's everywhere right now, generative AI.
It really is. On everyone's lips. Definitely on everyone's screens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just some, far-off tech concept anymore.
Yeah.
It's actually weaving itself into the tools we use every day, changing how we create things, how we work.
Mm-hmm. And that's really why we wanted to do this deep dive. Our goal today is to look past the hype,
Yeah.
explore what generative AI really is, how it's changing creative work, where it's actually succeeding, and let's be honest, where it's ticking up to.
Right, the wins and the less than wins.
Exactly. We want to give you some practical tips, too. How to get started, how to use it safely, responsibly, and hopefully nudge you to maybe try it out yourself after listening.
Okay, so it's kind of a guide to understanding this big shift happening.
Yeah, how our relationship with creation, maybe even with truth itself, is evolving because of this technology.
Okay, let's start at the beginning then. Generative AI, what is actually happening there? What's under the hood?
Well, fundamentally, generative AI refers to these machine learning models, right? And the key thing is they can produce new content.
New content, like completely original.
Yeah, things like text, images, music, even video sometimes. They're trained on just enormous data sets. Millions, billions of examples.
Right.
So an image AI sees tons of pictures. A text AI reads, huge chunks of the internet, books, articles.
Right.
Think of it like a digital apprentice. It doesn't just memorize the data it sees. It learns the underlying patterns, the structures, the relationships within that data.
Ah, okay. So it's understanding the rules, not just the examples.
Precisely. And because it understands those rules, those patterns, it can then generate something fresh. It's exploring possibilities based on what it learned, not just mashing existing pieces together.
That's a really important distinction. It's not just copy-paste.
Not at all.
So when we hear about models like GPT-4 for text, or maybe DLA for images, that's what they're doing.
Exactly. Those are prime examples. GPT-4 is incredibly good at generating human-like text. DLAE focuses on creating images from descriptions.
But how do we interact with them? Like, do I need to be a coder? Is it complicated?
That's actually one of the most amazing parts. It's remarkably simple. No secret codes, no programming needed usually.
Really?
Yeah, you just use what we call prompts. Simple, natural language instructions.
Okay, like what?
You could type something like, write a short poem about my morning coffee, make it sound a bit sleepy, or design a logo for a bookstore on Mars. Or maybe generate an image of a neon city skyline, but make it feel kind of rainy and noir. Just like your imagination and a few clear sentences. That's usually all it takes to get started.
Wow. That really does lower the barrier, doesn't it? Anyone can basically start creating.
It does. It opens up a lot.
So speaking of creating, where are we seeing this already? Where's this creativity being, unleashed?
Oh, it's making a huge impact across loads of creative fields already. Take writing and storytelling. You've got indie authors using AI maybe to brainstorm plot points or even draft initial chapter outlines. Journalists are using it to summarize, say, long interview transcripts in just seconds.
That saves so much time.
Totally. And students, they're using it to brainstorm essay ideas, maybe get an outline going. It helps kill that, that blank page fear.
Oh, the blinking cursor nightmare.
Right.
Yeah, getting rid of that is huge.
Isn't it?
But it's not just words, right? You mentioned images. What about visual arts, design?
Yeah, absolutely. Graphic designers might use it to quickly generate mood boards, explore different visual styles, like instantly. Marketers can create social media graphics that fit their brand, often without needing complex software like Photoshop, at least for initial drafts.
Right, quick iterations.
Exactly. And game developers are prototyping characters, environments, concept art really fast, speeds up the whole ideation phase.
Okay, that makes sense. What about sound, music, audio?
That too. Musicians are sketching out melodies, maybe trying different chord progressions. Podcasters like us potentially are using it for audio cleanup.
Getting rid of background noise.
Yeah, removing hums, leveling out audio. Some are even generating custom background music or little stings for their shows.
Interesting.
And brands. They're using it to create jingles or add music in various styles. Like need a rock version, need a chill lo-fi version. The AI can often whip those up pretty quickly.
Like an on-demand composer.
Kind of, yeah, for certain tasks.
And is this bleeding into just regular work stuff, everyday productivity?
Definitely. It's not just for the creatives. People are using it for drafting emails, summarizing meeting notes, creating blog post outlines.
The tedious stuff.
A lot of the time, yeah. Automating some of those more repetitive tasks. It frees up brain space for, the more strategic thinking, the human connection part of work.
It really is kind of mind-blowing. Just a few keystrokes and you can, like you said, sketch, write, compose,
Mm.
things that felt like sci-fi just a few years back.
It's moving fast.
So summing that up,
Mm.
what are the big upsides? Why should people listening be, excited or at least interested in this?
Well, I think there are a few key things. First, as we've touched on, it's speed and efficiency. But it's more than just doing things faster.
Good
It's
point.
about removing that initial friction. You mentioned the blinking cursor. AI can help you leap over that. Drafting a 1,000-word blog post outline in maybe 10 minutes. Possible. Getting 10 different design concepts instantly.
Why?
Possible.
It gets you started.
Exactly. It handles the initial grunt work sometimes, letting you focus your energy on refining, on adding the real value.
Okay, speed, less friction. What else?
Second big thing is democratized creativity. We talked about lowering the barrier.
Right.
You don't necessarily need super expensive software or years of training just to try an idea anymore. Hobbyists can create surprisingly polished digital art. Writers can get unstuck from writer's block using AI prompts. It puts powerful tools in way more hands.
That does sound incredibly powerful, putting tools in more hands.
Right.
But doesn't that also mean there's a risk, like a flood of just generic, okay-ish AI stuff? Does quality suffer?
That's a really valid point and a big discussion happening right now. The ability to create becomes much more widespread, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But that shifts where the value lies. It becomes less about the pure technical skill of, say, drawing perfectly, and maybe more about your unique vision, your taste, your ability to curate and direct the AI, and then refine its output.
So the human element becomes even more important in a way.
I think so. It pushes
Mhm.
us to be clearer about what makes our contribution unique, what that human spark actually is.
Interesting. Okay, and you mentioned a third upside.
Right, enhanced collaboration. AI can really grease the wheels there.
How so?
Well, teams can share AI-generated graphs really quickly, speeding up feedback loops. You can have collaborations that might have been harder before, like maybe a writer working with a data scientist using AI as a common language or tool.
Mm-hmm.
And for global teams, AI-powered translation and localization can make communication almost seamless, breaking down language barriers instantly. It just accelerates things.
So speed, access, collaboration.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah,
always a
yeah,
but,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
There definitely is.
Yeah.
This isn't all smooth sailing. There are some serious caveats and concerns we need to talk about. We need to proceed carefully.
Okay, what are the big ones?
Well, probably top of mind for many is misinformation and deepfakes.
Right. Scary stuff.
It is. AI can now mimic voices, faces, even writing styles so convincingly, it's getting harder to tell what's real.
So someone could fake an audio clip of a politician saying something they never said.
Exactly. Or create incredibly realistic fake news articles or images that spread super fast online.
Yeah.
It seriously challenges our ability to trust what we see and hear.
That's a massive societal challenge. What else?
Another huge one is bias and fairness. Remember how these models learned from massive data sets?
Yeah, from stuff humans created. Exactly. And unfortunately, human data, well, it contains human biases. Gender bias, racial bias, all sorts of societal skews.
So the AI learns those biases too.
It can, yes. If the training data is biased, and without very careful design and ongoing checks, the AI's outputs can end up perpetuating stereotypes or excluding certain groups. It reflects us, warts and all.
That's sobering.
Yeah.
Needs constant vigilance then.
Absolutely. Ongoing auditing, diverse development teams, better data sets. It's complex.
And then there's the one everyone asks about, jobs. Are
Ugh.
AIs coming for our jobs?
The million-dollar question, right? And it's not a simple yes or no.
Okay.
It's true that some roles, especially those involving more repetitive tasks, maybe basic content generation, simple graphic edits, data entry, some of those might shrink or change significantly.
So some displacement is likely.
It seems likely, yes. But importantly, new roles are also popping up because of AI.
Like what?
Things like AI supervision, making sure the AI is doing what it's supposed to. Prompt engineering, learning how to talk to the AI effectively to get good results. Creative direction for AI projects. Roles that need human judgment, ethics, creativity alongside the tech.
So there's more of a shift, perhaps, trading some tasks for others.
That seems to be the optimistic view, and there's evidence for it, but the transition might be bumpy for some. Understanding these risks, the fakes, the bias, the job shifts, it's crucial if we want to steer this technology ethically. Use it for good.
Right. Okay, so for listeners who are thinking, all right, I get the potential, I see the risks, but I want to try this, where should they start? Any tips for beginners?
Definitely. First off, choose a friendly platform. Don't
Mm.
feel you need to dive into the most complex thing right away.
Got it. Any recommendations?
Sure. For text generation, something like ChatGPT or Claude are generally quite easy to use, very conversational.
Yeah.
If you're curious about images, DALL-E is quite accessible. Midjourney is popular, though maybe a slightly steeper curve. Stable Diffusion offers more control but can be more technical.
And for audio?
Tools like AIVA or SoundDraw are interesting places to start for generating music or soundscapes. The key is just picking one that feels approachable to you.
Okay, got a tool. What's next? You mentioned prompts earlier.
Yes, mastering the prompt is key. And it's more art than science sometimes.
Meaning?
Meaning, be specific. Don't just say, write a story.
Right. Too vague.
Yeah. Say, write a 300-word flash fiction story about a robot who discovers gardening, told from the robot's perspective in a slightly curious tone. See the difference?
Yeah, much clearer instructions.
Exactly. And play with style modifiers. Add things like, in the style of Hemingway, or explain it like I'm 5, or make it sound optimistic. Experiment.
Learn how to talk to the machine.
Pretty much. And don't expect magic on the first try. That leads to the next tip. Iterate and refine.
Don't give up if the first result is weird.
Exactly. Think of it like brainstorming with the AI. Your first prompt might give you something okay-ish. Peek the prompt, add more details, maybe ask it to try again, but focus on a different aspect. Combine bits from different outputs. It's a back and forth.
Like any creative process, really.
It is. Persistence pays off.
Okay, this is crucial. Respect, copyright, and attribution. How does that work with AI?
It's complicated and the rules are still evolving. But generally, be cautious. Use AI outputs more as inspiration or drafts rather than finished, final pieces you claim entirely as your own original work, especially initially.
So don't just copy-paste an AI poem and put your name on it.
Probably not a good idea, ethically or potentially legally. Avoid asking it to mimic copyrighted characters or styles too closely. And always check the specific terms of service for the AI tool you're using, especially regarding commercial use. Can you use the images it makes for your business? The policy will tell you.
Good advice. Be mindful, check the rules.
Absolutely. And maybe the most important tip of all.
Let me guess.
Ew!
Keep the human in the loop.
You got it. Mix AI with your human touch. Let the AI do the heavy lifting, the first pass, the brainstorming, the repetitive bits.
Yeah.
But then you come in. Inject your unique voice, your values, your critical judgment, your lived experience. Do the fine-tuning, the editing, the final polish.
So the AI is the assistant, not the artist.
That's a great way to put it. The best results, the most memorable, authentic creations, they almost always blend the AI's power with that irreplaceable human element.
Yeah.
Don't let the tech overshadow your own creativity.
Love that. Okay, let's make this even more concrete. You mentioned a real-world example. Jenny, the indie podcaster.
Yeah, let's talk about Jenny. So imagine Jenny hosts a weekly podcast, maybe about urban gardening.
Okay, niche, like it.
Right. But she's doing it all herself, researching topics, finding guests, recording, editing. It's a ton of work, right? She's passionate, but she's burning the midnight oil constantly.
I feel seen. Okay, so how does AI help Jenny?
Okay, so for research, maybe she finds a dense 10-page scientific paper on, say, companion planting. Instead of spending hours reading and taking notes.
Yeah.
She pastes the text or uploads the PDF into an AI like ChatGPT and asks for a concise bullet point summary of the key findings. Gets it back in seconds.
Wow. Okay, instant research summary. Nice.
Then, episode outlining, she could prompt. Create an interview structure for my gardening podcast. Include a tip of the week segment, a guest intro, main interview questions about soil health, and a listener Q&A section. Boom, she gets a solid starting structure she can then tweak.
Takes away the setup work. What about the production side? Editing audio can be rough.
For sure. She could use an AI audio tool, upload her raw recording, click a button, and it automatically removes background noise, maybe levels the volume between her and her guest, makes it sound much more professional without her needing to become an audio engineer overnight.
That's huge for indie creators. Saves time and improves quality.
Exactly. And one more, promotion. She finishes editing, uploads the episode, then she asks the AI, write 3 catchy tweets and 1 Instagram caption to promote this week's episode about soil health featuring guest Dr. Greenthumb.
Then it just writes them?
Yep. Gives her drafts she can quickly edit and post, saves her staring at another blank screen trying to be witty for social media.
Okay, so what's the overall result for Jenny? What's the impact?
The tangible outcome is she reclaims a significant chunk of her time. Maybe, let's say, 8 hours a week that she was previously spending on that research summary. The basic outline, the audio cleanup, the social posts.
8 hours. What does she do at that time?
That's the best part. She gets to spend it on what she actually loves. Connecting with her listeners, maybe doing deeper dives into gardening topics she's passionate about, finding better guests, focusing on the content and the community, not just the mechanics of production.
That's the dream, isn't it? Using the tech to free you up for the human stuff.
That's the potential, absolutely.
So, Jenny's story is happening now.
Hmm.
But looking ahead, this field is moving so fast. What's on the horizon? What should we be keeping an eye on?
Well, generative AI is definitely still evolving. It's like it's in its, I don't know, adolescence
Moody and unpredictable.
sometimes, but also growing incredibly fast. One thing to watch for is more interactive AI companions. Tools that don't just respond to one-off prompts, but actually remember your preferences, your writing style, your ongoing projects. They learn about you over time, almost like a digital co-founder or research assistant who really gets your workflow.
A digital co-founder.
Oh.
That sounds intense and potentially amazing.
It could be. Another big trend is multimodal models.
Multi-what now?
Multimodal, meaning models that can understand and generate multiple types of data at once. So imagine giving one prompt
Yeah.
and getting back not just text, but also relevant images, maybe even a short audio clip, all perfectly synced up and related to your initial idea. Integrated creation.
Whoa. Okay, that opens up possibilities.
Yeah.
Like generating a whole presentation draft from one idea.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
We're moving beyond just text or image generation to models that handle many formats fluidly.
And with all this power increasing, the safety and ethics side has to keep up, right?
It absolutely has to. We'll definitely see more focus on ethical guardrails and regulations. Governments, industry bodies, researchers are all working on standards for transparency, like knowing when content is AI generated, plus data privacy rules and better ways to detect and mitigate bias.
That feels crucial for public trust.
It is. It's an ongoing, difficult conversation, but it's essential.
You also mentioned something about data sets earlier.
Right. Another interesting area is the potential for community-driven data sets.
So not just scraping the whole internet.
Maybe not just that. The idea is that if communities could contribute curated, high-quality data, maybe focused on specific domains or representing diverse perspectives better, perhaps we could train models that are less biased and more representative.
Using crowdsourcing for better AI.
It's a possibility being explored. Lots of challenges there too, but it's a hopeful direction. Really, the key takeaway for the future is stay curious, stay adaptable. This field isn't slowing down.
Keep learning, keep experimenting.
Exactly. That's how you'll be ready to leverage whatever comes next.
Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, what's the core message we want people to take away from this deep dive?
I think it comes back to that idea of the mirror. Generative AI. It's not inherently good or bad. It's not the hero. It's not the villain.
It reflects us.
It reflects our creativity, our values, our intentions. Used thoughtfully, with care, it can be an incredible amplifier for our ideas, unlocking new ways to express ourselves.
But used carelessly.
Used without care, without awareness of the pitfalls. It can mislead, it can amplify bias, it can marginalize. The power and the responsibility is really in how we choose to use it.
It's a tool, a very powerful tool.
Exactly. And its impact depends entirely on the user.
Which leads us nicely into our challenge for you, the listener, this week.
Get your hands dirty.
Yes. We really want you to try this out. So here's the challenge. First, pick one AI tool. Maybe one we mentioned today, something that sounded interesting.
Doesn't have to be complicated, just pick one.
Then try one small project. Just one thing. Write a tiny poem. Design a simple logo mockup. Generate a 30-second audio clip. Even draft a short podcast script intro.
Keep it small, keep it fun.
Exactly. Then, if you feel like it, share what you made with a friend. See what they think. But here's the most important part. As you do it, just notice. Notice what felt kind of cool or surprising or even magical about using the AI.
Yeah, what wowed you?
And also noticed what didn't work so well, what felt generic, what still really needed your brain, your taste, your human touch to make it better.
That's the key insight right there. Where does the AI shine, and where do you still need to be the driving force?
That's the reflection we want you to have. Find that balance. And hey, if you do create something cool or have an interesting experience, let us know. Find us on our social channels. We'd love to hear about your AI experiments.
Yeah, share your discoveries.
Thanks for deep diving with us today into the world of generative AI.
It's been fascinating. See you next time.